Coming to you live from the Now Media Newsroom.
I'm Jim Check. You're watching Now Media. With me, Mohini Singh. 4 terms of the City of Kelowna. Mohini Singh, also of big fame, used to be anchor or you were on the...
No, I was a
Wasn't that the
reporter.
anchor? Reporter with Global
reporter.
News. They now... Where is Global News? Not here anymore, are they? But
Yeah,
Mohini
very
Singh is still
way.
here. Mohini Singh still here. Serving the City of Kelowna now 4 terms. Wow. 4 terms, eh?
Wow.
Since 2011?
Yes.
Lots has changed. City has grown.
Changed, yes.
And I'm doing an interview. I'm trying to do an interview with all the city councillors as we come up to the election, right? Because this is election year for municipalities in British Columbia. And you guys, this is you've already done your 3 years. This is the 4th year we're running into October. The election is the day after my birthday, I believe, October 19th.
Happy
Isn't that crazy? My birthday's coming up. I'm going to be like 43.
So are you going to run? I can as a
Should I run as who? What should I run as? You want me to run as a councillor or as a mayor? What do you want?
It's
Tom's going to be in later. I'll ask him what he thinks.
Your call, Jim.
My call? You probably wouldn't like my platform. My platform would be 0 tax increases. That would be my platform. Anybody like that?
I don't know.
Anyway,
we'll
4 years. 4 years, right? I had Luke on. Luke's been on already. And I guess I'll start with the easy thing. 4 years, though, that's a lot. I mean, sorry, 4 terms since 2011.
4 terms.
4 terms.
Because the first term was 3 years.
Yeah, and then they changed it
to 4.
And you served underneath. Who was the first mayor for you? That would have been Walter.
Walter Gray.
Walter Gray.
But Jim, before we go any further, anything I say in this discussion is entirely my point of view.
You put a disclaimer now out there?
Yes. Well, I'm not speaking on behalf of council. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
Anything I say is my opinion, and I represent myself.
Do we need any lawyers to sign off on that?
Yeah, sure.
Anything I say, I'm speaking on the behalf of myself.
All right, I'm glad to know that. Now that we got that clear.
Yeah, I got a live shot behind us. Mohini and I are thinking about doing an Okanagan show, because we do the really big show, plugging yourself, every morning, 9 a.m. PST, 2 hours of me and Ian Burns tackling the biggest stories in Canada. And
so, Jim, I just want to correct you. You and I are not thinking about it. You're thinking about it.
That's right.
All right.
Well, I'm thinking about you thinking about it, though.
All right, then.
I'm putting ideas into your head. Who doesn't want to see Mohini on a regular basis back on the air?
Oh, good God. All right, then.
So, Walter Gray, Colin Bazran, and then, of course, Tom Dias. And I asked this of Luke Stack because I think he had one more in his repertoire. He had Sharon Shepherd.
Yes.
That's right. So, and I'm not going to ask you who's the best and who's the worst, but just the leadership styles of Walter Gray.
Very different. Walter was a seasoned mayor. Yeah. When I first got in, I wasn't quite sure where I would land. Would I be able to work with Walter? Would I have to suck it up? Would I have to grin and bear it? I came out great friends with Walter. I still am. Loved his leadership style.
He's a very likable guy.
Very likable. He knows exactly, and not just likable, he's very smart.
Yeah.
And I used to always love it when he'd say, all right, the debate has gone too far. Let's tie a big red bow over this and come to a decision. Yeah. That means enough, council. We've had enough.
I had him in just recently on his birthday, actually.
Did he?
He talked about his book that his son wrote for him, Stuart. So
I was actually I'm very fond of
Walter.
Walter, very, 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 and I'm still good friends with him. We're supposed to be having coffee.
He's a well-respected statesman of Kelowna, if you want to say. I mean, that's what I would say.
Yes.
Any big decisions in Walter's term that you can think of that you were a part of that you were proud of?
God, there's so much that has happened.
Yeah.
You know, I do believe Parkinson Rec Center discussion started
way back then.
Way back then. A lot of things that have come to fruition now started way back then. I also believe some financial decisions that were made that has benefited Kelowna tremendously started way back when.
No.
This was investment in some funds which we are now reaping the benefits of, started then. And a lot of the development also, discussions started then. But, you know, it takes a long time for things to move forward.
Wow.
So Walter certainly got the thought process going.
And then Colin Bazran, obviously, I think he served 2 terms, didn't he?
2 terms.
Served 2 terms as
And
mayor.
he was a councillor.
He was a councillor prior to that, right? So he was a councillor with you during
for the first 3
the Walter
years.
break.
Yes.
Young guy, lots of hope put on him because he was a young guy, had some like innovative ideas in that.
Youngest mayor in Kelowna, in Canada, I believe, at the time.
Was he? Well, there you go.
So,
And then anything that comes to mind with Colin Bazran?
one of the things is we realized that the population growth was moving exponentially, was growing exponentially,
Yeah.
and really we don't have the infrastructure to go up on the hillside.
You have to watch your hand there. We don't like global where we have all this budget, right? So we have a small studio.
So you don't want me to send your television screens flying. So what did come to, we built city centers. The discussion began during Colin's leadership. And we realized people will be moving into these city centers. And these are places where we want people to live, work, and play. The only place to go is up.
Yeah.
And that's when the towers concept came up. And the other thing is also we realized that the way we are growing, we can't have people driving hither, thither to buy a quart of milk, come driving all the way down from wherever they are. So we looked at building
commercial, residential kind
exactly,
of thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the norm in a lot of places. Then obviously Tom came in.
Tom came in.
Yeah. And then anything you remember? Like, I mean, I guess you guys aren't finished yet, though, right?
No, we haven't finished. There's a lot on our plate. Yeah. We have to hit our priorities. We're still working on our priorities to make sure we get to a point where we feel, yes, we've accomplished everything we set out to do. And we've been doing really well. I mean, look how far we've come. The Building Strong Kelowna projects, all coming together. Look at our airport. We just opened the departure lounge, which is absolutely fantastic. We're the 9th busiest airport in all of Canada. And it's the gateway to our community. Then right by the airport is going to be the aviation hub, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal with the help of the current Member of Parliament.
Who's that again? Is that Tracy Gray?
Stephen Fuhr, with his dedication to the aviation industry, we can see progress and growth in that area. You can see already the airport's growing. The east side lands will be developed at some point. So there's a lot of growth there. And then just recently, there's a lot of good stuff happening.
So what's the best decision that you were a part of that you would say, like if I had to say to you in like 1 or 2 decisions that you're proud of after 4 terms, what would they be?
I'm proud of it, everything we've accomplished.
No, but if they pick 1 or 2, like
really?
You got to pick something.
Well, let me see. I'm really proud of the fact that we as a council have delivered more parks to the city than before. I know it wasn't popular.
Which park then do you like the best?
Oh, now do you have to?
We got to drill right down. This is like a hard-hitting interview.
Really, very hard. I like the mission parks.
Yeah.
The play areas, fantastic.
You're part of the CNC decision too, because that was Sharon Shepherd
no,
too.
That was
prior.
Just before me.
Okay. Oh, that was Sharon Shepherd.
Despite the opposition, look how fabulous it is.
Like lots of things, right? There's opposition, but the same as Parkinson Rec. There's lots of opposition to Parkinson Rec. Once it gets built, people are gonna,
You know what? Fixing and repairing and constantly doing patch jobs on it are not only expensive, but it would not be cost effective in the long run. This is the right thing to do.
What's your biggest regret? Like if you could wish
you
could go back.
To do this interview. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, hey.
No, just teasing. Yeah.
You can get up and leave. That'll actually add to the YouTube hits.
Right. I'm just teasing. Regrets? Can I get back to you?
Sure, you can pull it up. Okay, my people, get some people on it. Kelowna's grown a lot. Like it's grown a lot. Like, I mean, it's actually surprising how much it's grown. And the airport is a big part of that growth. And you mentioned the airport. Because our airport is, like I would say, if we had to pick feathers in the cap for the city of Kelowna, the airport obviously.
And the university.
And the university, yeah. But they're going to be, you know what I mean? The university is great for sure. UBCO, I think, though, when the Coquihalla opened, right? We got the connector and the Coquihalla. That was huge. Then the university.
But that Coquihalla opened way
the cancer
before
center,
my time.
the cancer center. I'm just thinking about for Kelowna itself, right? The cancer center. You know, we've got a bridge that doesn't get, you know, like you don't have a 2-hour wait while they lift the thing up and down, right? And then obviously the airport, which is huge, right? Like huge for tourism, huge for a bunch of things, right? So
there's something else that's potentially coming up that just came before council on Monday. Is the lands up in Glenmore are being studied for future growth. We are preparing for, I mean, I'd probably be dead and gone 6 feet under the ground by the time that comes to fruition. But they're looking at a diversity of housing in that area. And to support the growth at the airport and the employment area, you know, including the gateway to our city and everything, and the university. So it's the North Glenmore
area. That's I mean, that's where there's a lot of land, kind of like to build out a bit too, right? Like that's
and it's going to be very, from what I see in their proposal. Of course, they have to study it and all. There's going to be a lot of consideration given to environmental reasons and recreational advancement in terms of going from peak to peak, from Knox to Coyote Ridge to Duck Mountain. So lots of good stuff happening in Kelowna.
Steve McNall did a story just recently. You know Steve, right? Steve,
do I know Steve?
Yeah, Steve's been around here for 30 plus years as well. One of the more, you know, he's doing business stories for a long time.
I'm just kidding.
I know you know Steve.
Years.
Yeah. Well, he's not that old, but hey.
Yeah, well, neither am I. Yeah, go ahead.
But he did a story in the last 12 years, 57% increase in property taxes. 57%. 57%.
But look what you're getting.
But 57%, most Canadians or most Kelownians haven't seen that increase in their you know, like their pay, right, in 12 years. So it seems like there's a almost like an expected 4% increase every year. Like it's around 3.78, 4.5, you know, on average.
No, listen.
And the number 4 is bigger. Like, you know what I mean? When 4% of last year is bigger than 4% of the year before, right?
Yeah, but you're a zero tax guy. We have to have increases to keep up with the expenses.
Keep up with the Joneses or what?
No, not the Joneses. I was going to make a silly crack. It sort of didn't come together, so I didn't. But, you know, things, even small things like snow removal, street cleanup, building safer roads, and there's so, I'm just using that as an example.
No, I get it.
Everything costs more money. And so having
But are there ways to cut, though? Is the question most Canadians are asking right now? Because they're being asked to cut at home. They're being asked, like, you know, like...
Let me tell you, I cut at home.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, this budget was viewed with such a tight, sharp pencil that I don't know where we could cut. I actually wanted to bring in 2 more firefighters to keep up with the growth. You know, the ratio, to keep up with the ratio, the national ratio. But we felt it was too much. And yet we need the services. The services will cost money. There's only one taxpayer. So the taxation isn't that high. And if you look at the bar, we are actually at the lower end of the bar, of the graph, in British Columbia in terms of tax.
Vancouver, Ken Simmons pitching 0.
Lovely. Yeah. Wait till the next term comes in. Right now, it may be a good vote-getting ploy, but the next council that comes in will have to bear the brunt. Look what happened in Osoyoos last time. What was it? Something like 20 plus or 30% increase. Lake Country had a huge increase. I think Peachland also did at some point. You have to stay steady. And you know what, Jim? I'm going to say it in very layman's terms. The tax increase included a safety levy because we are paying so much more for our bylaws. We are having to hire more police, more bylaws to keep up with the growing demand in our city. So there is, I think, a 2% of that 4%, which goes to safety.
Like crime and safety.
Yes, and so essentially, for the operational requirement of the city, the increase is only 2%. And I can tell you, we went over this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So your money is being spent wisely and well.
You know Sharon Simpson, I'm sure. You're aware of Sharon Simpson.
Oh, I know Sharon Simpson very well, yes.
I did an interview with Sharon recently, and she asked me to ask this question. I promised I would do it too, and that's why I said I was going to get every city councillor in. And she wanted to know if you're being muzzled and not allowed to speak.
I wouldn't be here if I was being muzzled. Here
That's the question I'm asking. You know, she wants that question asked. Do you feel that you have less freedom to talk? You're actually, you know, you've been through Walter Gray, through Colin Bazran, and now with Tom Dias. Do you feel that that council in general is losing its ability for freedom of expression when talking to, you know, the regular voter in the street or in media interviews?
See, I'll tell you something. It's inappropriate. I'm just saying, in general, before an issue comes before council, to have, first of all, you need to have a robust discussion amongst the civic leaders before you can express your opinion. Because often I come into a meeting thinking one way, then I hear if it's a public hearing, I hear what the public says, then I hear what my colleagues say, I hear what staff says. Then you put all that and you think, what is the best for our city? And sometimes I've changed my mind. So it would be inappropriate for me to say, oh, Jim, I believe this, and then vote another way. Do you know what I mean? So are we being Muslim? I think it's important that we speak on an issue after we've had the ability to have a robust discussion. But I have to tell you, Walter was the Walter Council. I think I spoke a lot to the media at that time.
There was more. And I do believe I heard from councillors during Colin Bazran's term where they were in trouble sometimes if they spoke to media, and that's just from my personal interactions with some councillors. I know that, and I'm not sure if that's going on now or not, but I know that was expressed to me directly, that there was some muzzling at that point. But
I think what it is it's appreciated if we wait till after the vote to speak to the media.
I'm not even talking about topics, but just in general, right? Yeah. Just in general, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't know, like access to media. I mean, part of being an elected official, you're a public servant, right? So, and media's job, as you know, you were in media. Media's job is to hold people accountable. That's our function, right? That's our function, right? And it seems like, in talking federally, provincially, and municipally, not as much municipally though, is that they constrict more and more and more access to the elected officials, which allows for less accountability. And it just seems to be, you know, that slippery slope that we're on, where we have less and less accountability, less and less officials want to speak to media, and if they do, they want to speak to certain media or friendly media, which is not the way accountability works, right? Do you know what I mean? That's not a free and fair democracy, right? Because if you have ideas that you're pitching forward, you should allow them to be held to test, right? Do you know what I mean? Like any journalist should be able to come up to you.
So, Jim, if I vote in a certain way, I want to be held accountable. I want to be asked as to why do you vote like that? If I bring something up, I want you to ask me, and I want to be able to, because if you support my values, you'll vote for me. Yeah. And you need to know why I voted in a certain way. I am open to discussing that. But certainly when it comes to a council decision, the mayor is the lead on.
He's the ambassador for the council,
the city, right?
So I'm going to, because you're a journalist, and you're a journalist for 20-some years, I think you were with Global.
Yeah, 20-something.
So how, because, you know, I try to ask some specific questions, and for you, the question is, how important is a free and independent media to the landscape and democracy of Canada?
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely
so
important.
So do you think the government has the right to decide who's media and who's not media?
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with.
Sure, no, I'm just saying, because then they decide. No, I know, but I'm just talking about in general. For a healthy elected official, should media be subjected to? Because anybody can say they're a journalist, can't they? Because they're a reporter. You go out there and you can report, right? But elected officials should provide themselves access to answer questions.
Of course.
Yeah, but that's the basic foundation of elected. That's what I think Sharon Simpson's question was more so, though, too, right? That she said she wasn't being provided the access she was used to, right? So it does come around to that, right?
For a healthy society, there has to be for good governance. There has to be a strong opposition, strong factual and solid opposition, and a very strong media. Like your term, hold power accountable.
That's all we're supposed to do, right?
And an independent media. I'm totally in favor of that.
Yeah.
I'm always open to the media anytime anyone calls me.
Even at midnight?
Even you, yeah.
Even me?
Even you. You got to admit, I am the funnest interviewer.
You are the best. Like, that's why I say we'd have a great show together. You know what I mean? I think it would be the dynamic tension between us would be amazing.
And the laughter. We could be
And the laughter, that's right.
Yes.
Airbnb policy, mistake? Or are you fixing it?
No.
Or was it needed at the time?
At the time, look at our...
you can admit to mistakes, too.
Oh, yeah, of course, I always do.
Yeah.
But look at our rental...
I get it. It's good now, right?
6.9% has gone up. We were in...
But that has little to do with the Airbnb policy. It has more to do with immigration, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, hold on. Airbnb has to do with that.
But a minor, like it's very little compared to what immigration did to rentals.
We are adhering to provincial regulations, and there will be changes. We're still working on it, and
because that is the biggest backlash in this community. There's huge backlash. And the public will be
happy with what we come up with.
There was huge backlash on that one, right? Do you know what I mean? Because obviously it's a tourist town, right? Busy airport. It's affected a lot of businesses. I've interviewed some restaurants that have closed because of it. They say. And a lot of other tourism operators that said it's been devastating.
Yeah, but it's been tough on us too because we have people who do not adhere to the rules and regulations. No, I get that. And then it's a big problem.
It's the ones that were zoned, that you guys zoned for, you guys approved, and then those people feel like the rug was pulled out from underneath them, and now they're suffering financial hardship, right?
But things are going to change going forward, and that is yet to come before us.
Right. Favorite counselor to work with? Here's a fun one, eh?
Favorite counselor?
For a counselor. You can pick for the past, too. You can be, you know what I mean?
One counselor?
Sure, why not? Your favorite. Your bestie.
Are you kidding me? I'm going to have 7 of them jumping down my throat.
Well, that's the point, though, right?
Yeah, get me into trouble, right? No, I like all my counselors. I agree with them and I disagree with them.
Yeah.
But... You know, there's always one counselor whose values align with yours, and if you're stuck on the horns, you wait to see what their reasoning is. There's always, it's always there. I mean.
Well, you and Rick, is that the one you're talking about? You guys were co-workers.
No. Yeah, we were co-workers for a long time.
Was he your boss back then?
No. He's a colleague, friend and colleague.
There you go. You're going to run again?
Well, I have 6 months to decide. Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the typical answer, right? But
I have 6 months. I mean, I could get hit by
what else are you going to do, right?
I have grandchildren. I have enough to do. I know I don't look that old, but I have enough on my hands. Yeah. But and then now I've started my podcast, which is so much fun.
Yeah. You can plug that too. Yeah, chat with.
No,
how's it go? Chai with chat.
Right.
Chat with
Chai and chat with.
Chai and chat with Mohini. There you go.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Kelowna now too. Right?
Yeah.
Chai
and
chat.
Always?
I'm not sure. Yeah. You have to talk to I have to talk to people.
Yeah, I should get my people to talk to your people.
Right. Chai and chat with Mohini. You've had some people on there. You've had Gavin Dew. And that Liberal MP guy, I can't remember his name anymore.
Just try. It's a very exotic name.
He lost my email address. He won't respond to my email. So
really?
I must have lost his at the same time.
It must be hard to spell Jim.
That must be. I probably goes to my junk mail or something like that.
Do you? Is this part of your interview? Or are we on here?
Anyway, so you've had Stephen Fear on, the MP. You've had Gavin Dew on so far, and you've also had the
Pam Turgeon, who started
the parade there.
The backstory as to why it all came about, the human factor.
Now, when do I get to come on that podcast? Am I going to make the list or what? I see your eyes dart there. You're just like, never.
Maybe sometime. Get your people stuck to my people.
Let's see. I'm booking 3 years out now, right? So,
yeah?
Yeah.
No,
you are, I'm saying, because you're so popular.
I am, yeah. Well, actually, I'm full up for the next 4 months.
Full up? Yeah? Well, there you go.
Yeah. So
my schedule is busy for the next 4 years, so.
All right. So see you in 5.
We have 8 minutes left.
8 minutes?
8 minutes. 8 grueling minutes. So you're going to run. I'm going to put that down there right now.
Well, you know what? I will make a final decision. At this stage, I want to continue.
You should announce it right here, right now.
No, you know what? The truth is, I want to continue to serve and not make any decisions. So I don't want any decision I make be looked at to say, oh, you're doing it because you're running.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
So I want to make my decisions, which I believe are fair and right for Kelowna.
What do you think of this party thing? As I saw that email come out and said their Conservatives are going to run a platform or something. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, platforms work, and sometimes they bomb. They don't work. Like when I first ran...
Were you part of that For Change thing?
I don't know if I was one of the hot favorites.
Colin was on there, right? Colin was on there. They got all 4 on that were selected, though.
Was I on it?
I have no idea. I can't remember.
So that slate, I don't think I was anyone's favorite.
No.
I just squeaked and I was the last one in.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you do in the last election?
I think I just came smack in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm a middle kind
That's the best place to be, right in the middle where nobody notices, right?
Nobody knows you.
No, but I'm saying nobody notices. Nobody going to whack you on this side or that side, right? Yeah.
So slates work. Being serious now, Jim, slates can work, but they can also bomb, right? I mean, like For Change got the change happening. But at that time, they garnered support from the chamber. It was UDI's push.
And there was a few people. The only thing I didn't like about For Change, it was a bunch of people that didn't say who they were. Do you know what I mean? Like it never looks good when it's you kind of get to know in the back channels who it was, but they never put their name down. For Change, right? This ghost group, right? I mean, people should come forward and say who's supporting this, right? Because that's not really good if you have.
Well, I mean, it's a small town.
Stuff, right?
I mean, really, I mean, Kelowna may have maybe 170,000 people. But
I mean, most people knew who it was, but I mean, the regular voter, they didn't. You know what I mean? They didn't. Know who the
and you've got
power
to
base
remember
was, right?
too. You got to remember what happens if this is. I'm just talking out loud.
Yeah.
And I hope this doesn't get me into trouble. But what happens with the Conservatives at one level impacts another level, will impact the third level. Yeah. So I don't know how.
I just don't think parties belong in municipal politics.
I agree with
you know what I mean? Like I think in municipal politics, like each councillor should represent themselves. It shouldn't be a party, and I say that even in your voting, it shouldn't be one person deciding this is how we vote, because it's Kelowna's still small enough. This is not like we don't need boards, we don't need anything. I mean, it's still small enough where I should be able to meet you in the grocery store and say, hey, I got an issue. Can you bring it before council?
It happens all the time.
No, but it also brings more accountability because people can ask you, right? So.
And Jim, I actually like it. I like it when people call me and say, "You voted in support of this. Why?"
Do you want to give your cell number away right now?
250-575-1453. I'm on the website.
There you go.
So I'm open. The public needs to know where I stand, and I would like them to know where I stand, because that's what makes civic politics what it is. It's the individual standing up for.
What do you want to get finished? We got like 3 minutes left. What do you want to get finished before October?
3 minutes?
No, and by October. What do you want to get finished by October? What are we trying to finish off here?
I don't know if everything we're going to do is going to be finished off by October. I'm thinking out loud. I'd like to see Parkinson's move forward. And so we have some sort of a shape to it, so we know what we're looking for, what we're going to be getting, what the public's going to be getting. Glenmore is going to be a big, big deal. It's going to be fabulous.
I hear there's lots of people going to run. Does that encourage you if there's a large field of people running?
I'm actually really glad that lots of people. It shows people's desire, interest in civic engagement. It's important because then everything gets dissected. Yeah. And everyone has a right to put their names forward. It obviously means that a lot of people care for the city.
If you had to put a middle name between Mohini Singh that meant what Mohini stands for, what's that name? What is that one word?
I don't think I can say everything in one word.
You want to go with amazing?
All right, sure. Thank you for that. Yeah. No. For what is right now, that's three words. About myself.
Well, just what you stand for, like on council. What can people
Truth.
expect from you? Truth. There you go. Truth.
Always.
Yeah. Shine a light, and that again goes back to journalism, I think, right? Because truth is what sets us free.
Always.
That's right.
Always. And you know what? I love your line of holding power accountable.
That's all we can do, right?
And that's what truth is related to.
That is, absolutely, 100%. And the people that avoid truth, that's the ones you should watch out for.
Or dodge it, right?
Yeah, or dodge it. Or use different things or different mechanisms to kind of like skirt truth, right? Truth is what we deserve, though, too, right?
Let me turn the
Sure.
questions on you.
Sure, you go ahead.
How do you think we're doing?
City of Kelowna?
Yes. Like we are growing.
You know what I think? You know what I think? You want to know? Is because I think in this last little bit, there's not a lot that that reporters can go after. How's that sound? You know what I mean? Like, and I'll say this:
that means
when you're doing a terrible job, the room's full of people screaming, right? When you're doing a good job, nobody shows up. Do you know what I mean? So the applause never shows up. So that means that tells you what I think, right? So it's because there isn't town halls full of people angry, right? That means, like likely a lot of people don't show up for the applause, but they do show up for the hangings, right? So that in itself speaks volumes to what this council's done. I mean, I see some of the good work that's being done. At Parkinson Rec, I believe it's a good project that families will enjoy into the future, right? I think the work done at the YLW is a great investment for the city of Kelowna. I think it's good. I think, there's files that need work, crime and safety. I think I know it's not a municipal thing, but there is things we can do. And are you guys working at it for sure? I think that letter that was sent, Mayor and Council, I think that was one of the more powerful letters that actually got national attention. We used that letter as well to get some interviews and stuff like that. So I do think it's been an effective council. I do believe that. I mean, is it perfect? No. How's that?
No, nothing is ever perfect.
No.
It's always a work in progress. The whole thing of crime and safety, the place we're in right now, we've been working on it since.
And I can say for the most part, when I've asked for interviews with the mayor, with yourself, or Doug's been great too. Doug Gilchrist is always good, right? So, that is the access has never been, like stalled or whatever, right? Do you know what I mean? Like I think I've never had a problem with access, which is I think is commendable. There's a couple councillors that haven't answered yet because I want to do all of them, right? So, and I think that is the key thing is access, right? And especially from our side of the table is the access, right? And I'm sure when you were working on this side of the table too, that's one of the things that you wanted. Right,
and you know
access.
what? And this is what I usually say to reporters is I recognize your position. Yeah. So feel free to call me anytime you want.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is that, right? It is access. And our organization has never been pit bulls either. Do you know what I mean? We're not looking for, a pound of red meat so we can get a headline, right? So it's, because this is our community though too, right? So, and I believe that's why independent media is stronger too, is because you can see them in the grocery stores and that you can hold them accountable. When you're working at a national desk, you can say whatever you want, right? Because who cares, right? You're insulated from the effects that you do to the community, right? So
my goal at the end of the day, whatever decision I make, I hope will have a long-term benefit on this community because I live here, my children live here, my grandchildren will live here, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, for me too. I mean, a lot of people will say some of the stuff I do or some of the stuff I write is doesn't agree with them, but I fight for a healthy democracy and a better tomorrow, and I believe in what I do. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Why not, right?
Of course, no.
Yeah. I think that's all we can do. If we all try to make the area that we can affect better, then it should only get better. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, are we going to do a show or what?
You're negotiating with me on air.
Anyway, that's been Mohini Singh, 4 terms in the city of Kelowna, 4 terms, and likely looking for a 5th term. I'll bet on it.
Do you think I should?
I think you should. I believe you should. I mean, that kind of experience. It's not a what you call it an endorsement, but I think with 4 terms, you have experience, right? and you get experience, and you should have ideas, right? Like, I mean, I'm sure there'll be some changes in council for sure. But
And change is healthy.
that change is good.
Change is good, donkey.
You know who said that? Change is good, donkey. I was just going to use that line. You've been watching the Really Big Show.
You know what they say.
Change is good, donkey, right?
Yeah, what do they say? Strong minds think alike.
Strong minds think alike. That's why we're going to do a show together. You're going to be okay?
No, I think I'm going to die. But fools,
We're all going to die at some point.
The flip side is fools seldom defer.
There you go. And that's been Mohini Singh, and I'm trying to do this with all the city councilors. I have the mayor in, like, actually, I'm 3 minutes late. He's probably left already. So thank you. And thank you for watching Now Media.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
All right. Thank you.
Coming to you live from the Now Media Newsroom.